Join me today as I explore Argentina, searching for places to fish. I hope you enjoy this video today as I take you with us as we travel across beautiful Argentina. My wife really wanted to visit Iguazú Falls, and boy was it impressive. Plus, we thought we could go down to Patagonia and see some of the mountains and glaciers. I knew this trip wasn't going to be all about fishing, but I also thought this might be my one and only chance to try to catch a big golden dorado. Our first stop was the Iguazú area. We were blown away by the size and grandeur of the waterfalls. It was just amazing. When we first got to Iguazú, it was raining so bad. We were soaking wet, but it didn't really matter because we took a boat ride. We went right up into the waterfall, soaking wet, but totally awesome. We were also fortunate enough to see a bunch of toucans in the trees and things. But of course, everywhere I looked, there was water. And as I'd look down the water, I'd often see fish, including some pretty good sized catfish. And I began to realize I probably made a mistake not trying to do some fishing. After enjoying the tropical weather of Iguazú, we headed about 1,500 miles south to Bariloche. Bariloche is in the northern part of the Patagonia region of Argentina and is known for beautiful lakes and mountains. It's known for having really good trout fishing. The problem was when we got there, it was raining and that soon turned to snow, so the visibility is really limited. The whole first day, we were just hiking around, got soaking wet. Our second day in Bariloche, the weather was so much better. The skies had cleared out. It was still pretty cold, but spirits are much higher. As we were floating down the Lemay River, I couldn't help but be mesmerized by the beautiful scenery and thought, hey, even if we have a bad day of fishing, the weather is so much better than yesterday, and it is gorgeous here. Not only was the weather much better, but it didn't take long. We started catching some fish. Casey had the first couple of fish in. Not only was this the first fish of the day, this was her first fish that she'd ever caught on a fly rod. Not wanting to get left out in the fishing action, I managed to catch a couple rainbow trout as well. And after we'd both caught a couple of small trout, we headed to shore where we met up with our friends, and our guides made us the best shore lunch we'd ever had. After lunch, we told our guide that we would like to target big fish if possible. And I had a couple heartbreakers.
Oh! No.
While I was losing fish, Casey changed his spinning rod and managed to land a very nice rainbow trout and a big brown trout. While I was somewhat disappointed in not landing a big fish, I did get to watch my wife catch a couple of really nice fish. The water was crystal clear there in the Lemay River. Just a beautiful day fishing. Next, we flew down to El Calafate, where we visited the Perito Moreno Glacier and did some hiking and trekking across the glacier. It was gorgeous and beautiful, something very different than we'd ever done before. As we continued to explore deeper into Patagonia, we were constantly surrounded by beautiful mountain peaks covered in snow, glaciers, and we did a couple hikes. We went to El Chalten. We did what's called the Tres Lagos hike. It was just gorgeous. Mountain vistas everywhere, snow runoff creating streams, all these beautiful lagoons everywhere. And on my mind was fishing. I kept thinking about that water going places, and surely there's got to be lakes around here, rivers with fish. I asked our guide about it, and he says, yes, they have got rivers with not only trout, but Chinook. And that really surprised me. He said they had big fish in them. How big do the Chinook get?
Oof. One of them like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, how big?
Yeah.
So that's got to be like 25 kilos?
22.
22 kilos?
22, yeah. I
22
hear
kilos?
about 22 kilos.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big are the trout?
Yeah, like that.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's here in El Chalten where...
They are in Chalten, yeah. Really close to the desert lake.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to do that. As interesting as the conversation about fishing was and beautiful views, probably the highlight of the day was when we saw an avalanche and the snow and the ice started tumbling down over a cliff and created this ice waterfall thing into one of the lagoons. It was absolutely gorgeous. What a day. Gorgeous hiking. Patagonia was amazing. Next morning, after a long drive down a windy, bumpy dirt road, we found ourselves at Roca Lago, put on waders, and went out into the lake trying to find some fish. For a while, I cast and nothing came. But then we changed and we found a bit of a shelf, and right at the drop were some fish. Soon, one of my friends, Jeff, had a fish on. I followed what he was doing, and next thing I knew, we were catching fish. Admittedly, I'm not a great fly fisherman, but I do enjoy it. So I kept casting, stripping, suddenly felt the strike, set the hook, fish on! We were expecting to catch trout, but instead we caught one of the native perch that are there in the lake. It's a freshwater Argentine perch, about weighed between 1.5 to 2 pounds. Fun fish to fight with. On the fly rod, they put up a good fight. We were using a 5-weight. All right, here we go. This is the perch. We're here on Lago Roca. The perch, it's about 1.5 pounds maybe. And they're hitting this fly, lots of them. We're gonna get Casey on this now. At first, Casey really struggled with the fly rod. For those who haven't used a fly rod much before, you don't have a reel to really crank on. Your line has been held by your fingers and you're pulling it, both with strip setting and with bringing the line in. And she kept getting a little bit of slack in her line, and the tension would come off and the fish would get away. But she kept at it, and after losing a few fish, she got one on. Tip up, tip up. Keep that rod tip up. You want your rod good and bent. Personally, I thought it looked more like a walleye than a perch, but hey, they were hitting this fly. So after I got Casey on a couple of fish, went back to doing it myself, and for several hours, caught dozens of these Argentine perch. Sitting there at the base of the mountains looking out, gorgeous day, rod in my hand, catching fish. I was really hit by the beauty of my surroundings, this beautiful world that God has created for us. Just really grateful to be there, rod in my hand, catching fish, spending time with my wife and friends. Life is pretty good. As much fun as it was to hang out with my wife and do some fishing with her and explore Patagonia and visit waterfalls, I had come to Argentina to catch fish, and there was one fish in particular that I was targeting, the golden dorado. So Jeff and I kissed our wives goodbye for a week, and the two of us flew to Corrientes, Argentina, up north, to fish the Paraná River for golden dorado. When we got to the lodge, we first met Luis. He was going to be our guide for the next few days. I asked Luis, how big do the fish get here? And he said, they get pretty big. Few things get me as excited as hearing somebody tell me I've got a pretty good chance at catching a big fish. Luis got us set up with live eels, and we began jigging them. A few hours later, Jeff had the first fish on. It wasn't a golden dorado, it ended up being a catfish, but it was a fish and it was a start. A couple hours later, after the skies had turned really cloudy, I had my first golden dorado strike. I set the hook, the fish was fighting, jumped out of the water a couple of times, but I got it to the boat. This was a small one. It definitely wasn't what I was targeting, but I was really excited to have my first dorado in hand. About an hour later, I had my next strike. Again, I was able to get it on the hook, fought it up into the boat. We netted it, took a couple pictures with it. This one's a little more silver. Let the fish go. We were still looking for a big one. Fortunately for us, Jeff was about to catch a big golden dorado. Oh! I don't know if you're nervous right now, Jeff, but I'm nervous for you suddenly. Oh, this is what we came to Argentina for. Woo! The best thing is we both know he has this tiny net. Dude. Oh! Nice. Just Big Fish came in just shy of 34 inches long and weighed 18 pounds. The next day, I was super excited to go fishing, but just kept missing bites. The bites were different. They were soft. We couldn't quite get them on. Finally, I got one on and brought it in, and we found out why it's been so difficult. It wasn't dorados they were hitting. we were getting hit by piranhas. Every time we'd put fresh bait on, we'd drop in the water and the piranhas would attack our baits and usually just tear the eels apart and we couldn't even get the piranhas. Back at the lodge, I did some fishing off the dock and was able to catch some more golden dorados from the dock, and it was fun, but I wanted to catch that big one still. Fortunately, we weren't done fishing, and the next day we went out, did some trolling, thought maybe we could change it up with the trolling. So we said, sure, why not? We had been trolling for about half an hour when my rod suddenly went off. I stood up quickly to set the hook. What I didn't know is that Luis was going to gun the engine right then. I guess he thought he can help set the hook, and I almost fell out of the back of the boat. I was staying pretty calm and focused until it jumped out of the water, and I got a look at the monster.
Okay, I just saw it. It is really big. I came all the way here. This is the fish I came for. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. Oh.
I wish he had a really big net. Trying.
Oh, beautiful. Oh. Yes, in the boat! Yes! Yes! Woo! Whoa! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My trip just got way better. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh. One more. Oh.
I like your hook out of it, you know.
Oh. Oh. No.
All those years ago when I met that outfitter, that sportsman, I told about catching a golden dorado, and here I was finally holding my big, massive dorado that I had dreamed of catching.
Ha ha! There we go. A big golden dorado.
Measure?
Yes.
Ninety-four.
Wow.
94. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woo!
How was the fight?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Yes, very good. Made the trip right there.